A very warm welcome back to your latest industry recap from a new issue on the Boeing 787 to exciting developments at Emirates, and lastly, focus on a new prospective aircraft order. Why not begin there? LOT Polish Airlines wants to order a new aircraft for its regional division, and now the A220 from Airbus has been pitched to answer these calls. As part of the airline's future renewal efforts and to meet growth plans, it has asked Airbus and other manufacturers such as Embraer to offer an optimal choice for regional flying. PAP reports that Airbus has proposed its A220 as the optimal regional choice to meet LOT Polish Airlines' requirements and future flying needs. This local media. Ultimately, for Airbus, this would be a pretty significant deal to win, given that LOT isn't necessarily looking for a small number of planes to, say, enhance its regional fleet. The Vice President of Airbus confirms reporting that was already publicised, which is that number is quite significant. Notably, we're looking in the region of some 84 units being ordered, and this could potentially be for all the A220 family, really strengthening that already existing backlog. Airbus is promoting the A220-100 and the A220-300, therefore offering the two variants currently in production to really see and get a gauge for how LOT Polish will potentially use these variants for their own different intents when completing commercial flights. This has really been a lengthy process for LOT. Reports surfaced initially in 2024, where it suggested that they were hoping to begin the early framework for a deal that would enhance their regional flying for decades. While the A220 has been pitched by European plane maker Airbus, LOT has also been on Embraer's doorstep, with the Brazilian manufacturer and their popular E2 series potentially up for grabs as well to help replace some of those aging planes. As the requests for proposal period comes to a close, LOT has the opportunity to assess whether the offering from Airbus or the one potentially from Embraer works better for what they're hoping to achieve, and then they can formulate a decision, get those contracts finalised and publicly announce it. Interestingly, Boeing is absent from LOT's prospective aircraft order for regional jets, but shouldn't necessarily be a shock, as it finds itself with no genuine product worth putting forward in contention for such a deal. While the regional space certainly does remain niche compared to, say, your market for the 737 MAX, the smaller aircraft types are still essential for many global fleets. The importance has arguably been increased tenfold thanks to the advancements we've seen in technology and the ability for these regional planes to stretch further than ever before and break capabilities that were once imposed. Take a look at Qantas, who said goodbye to the beloved and iconic 717. This a true workhorse for the business over multiple decades. They opted for the A220 to replace them, and just thanks to the advancements of the latter alone, it's enabled not just more efficient flying, but the possibility of connecting any city in Australia to anywhere in the country. That is just a plethora now of new opportunities reached. Over to some exciting news with the Boeing 777 and Emirates, who have confirmed that they will begin sending their newly upgraded 777 to Riyadh on every flight by the latter stages of 2025. Now, the Dubai-based carrier first sent its retrofitted Boeing 777 to Riyadh in October of last year, making Riyadh the first real regional city to welcome the newly enhanced aircraft type. But now, Emirates has confirmed it'll begin deploying the retrofitted 777 across the second and third daily flights between its home in Dubai and the Saudi Arabian-based city. These changes to occur on the 30th of March and the 7th of May respectively, so by the second week of May, the airline will serve Riyadh with its newly configured jet multiple times daily to offer customers the best possible experience. On board the 777 with Emirates, customers can enjoy the latest generation business class seat and what has already become its highly applauded premium economy cabin, which was introduced in recent years too. These changes to the airline's onboard cabin product have allowed it to remain competitive in what is still a very much unforgiving industry, and especially in the Middle East, where much emphasis continues to be placed on ensuring that you have the highest standard of onboard service. The newly configured planes have a premium economy layout set as 242 across the cabin. Meanwhile, your business class cabin features a 121 configuration, offering direct aisle access for every seat, improved privacy, and space for customers. Emirates has confirmed that those newly reconfigured 777s will be deployed first on EK 815, 816, this from the 30th of March. Meanwhile, EK 817, EK 818 will welcome the refurbished 777 from the 7th of May. This will initially be 6 flights per week, then after several months, beginning on the 11th of August, the aircraft will be deployed daily, and therefore by that point, you'll see every daily flight with the reconfigured 777. The Dubai-based company says it has been very much listening intently to customer feedback following the re-entry into service of its first retrofitted aircraft, deploying to Riyadh in October 2024. And this really pushed the airline to evolve its presence in the location after it has received a lot of positive feedback. Saudi Arabia remains a very pivotal part of the Emirates network, with 72 weekly flights offered to 4 gateways in the country and a mix of Boeing 777s and Airbus A380s. Therefore, there is certainly an adequate balance of capacity, and now you're looking at more improved seating as well. On to the final story, where the 787 produced by Boeing has re-entered the spotlight following a new airworthiness directive issued by the Federal Aviation Administration. So what's happening? Well, in the regulator's airworthiness directive, the FAA confirmed it had received multiple non-conformances visible through excessive gaps and pull-ups found during the assembly and installation of the forward bulkheads. The FAA says these instances are general conditions caused by the insufficient clamp-up and non-conformance to the process undertaken during manufacturing. Now, lingo is about to get real technical here, but stay with me. Gaps were found between the Y chords and attach angles, which are common to fastener joints. As a result, it allows foreign object debris, or FODs, to become trapped between these parts, and burrs also to be present. The FAA states that if these conditions were not to be addressed, they could being the massive word that I want you to take just from this sentence alone, could result in fatigue cracks, weakening the airframe's primary structure. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed, it means they could. Regulators and obviously plane makers actively want to avoid structure cracking or the potential of it at any possible take. Weakening of the primary structure goes on to limit things such as loads and obviously does compromise the integrity of the plane in question. All variants of the Dreamliner, from the 787-8 to the 787-9 and the high-capacity 787-10 model, are involved in this, and to address the condition of the products, aircraft must now be inspected. The airworthiness directive that I'm speaking of today doesn't come as a shock to the broader 787 Dreamliner. See, the forward bulkhead concerns have actually been present for some time, but were simply left unaddressed by the key governing regulator. A bulletin published by Boeing in the back end of 2024 highlighted the requirement for inspecting areas where jet operators may have concerns. However, Boeing has reaffirmed that this is not a safety concern and does not compromise the 787's daily flying. Airworthiness directives are meant to act as really a caution and investigate issues that are potential on aircraft types. In some cases, however, absolutely, airworthiness directives can be more severe. However, on other occasions, they are a precautionary measure to ensure that a very minor issue gets the relevant attention required, so it actually doesn't balloon into a bigger problem that then can compromise the plane's structural integrity and airline's operations and generally the safety of the plane. 135 of the wide-body jets have been included in this bulletin. These are US-registered planes currently in service. The FAA also expects the total cost for operators to be around USD 850 per aircraft, bringing the total to over 100,000 for the estimated affected fleet. That'll conclude today's aviation news recap. Thank you very much for your support here on the channel. It is greatly appreciated. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. And we'll fly.